Be positive. Be positive. Be positive. Does that really make anybody feel more positive? Especially when they're being told that by people sitting in an ivory tower who aren't even in their position? Yeah, it doesn't make me feel any more positive, that's for damn sure. It's literally like going to the gym, lifting some real heavy weights and your arms or legs or whatever you're lifting are wobbling, and then somebody shouts who's not even lifting any weights, "Be strong!" As though it's some Harry Potter magic spell that magically bestows you with strength. Like, come on, man, what does it really help? And that's kind of another thing. I've heard on more than one occasion the words "be strong" told to people who are experiencing loss/grief/mourning. And it's socially acceptable, but that doesn't make it okay. You don't say that to someone who's just lost a loved one. Like what? Are they weak for feeling devastated? Come on. Socially acceptable does not automatically mean right, and vice versa. The yin yang is such an easy thing to remember and understand, yet so many people just default to positivity, maybe by peer pressure or maybe just by kind of forcing themselves. Well, same thing really. But the thing is, a lot of people find it hard to walk the tightrope of emotions and balance emotions, so they just jump off to one side, be it excess positivity or excess negativity. And the thing with forced positivity is that when people kind of emanate it to other people, at best it can be maybe well-intentioned but poorly thought out, but at worst, it can be a socially acceptable way to manipulate people, a socially acceptable, iced up, made up way to tell people to shut up about their problems, and that's effed up, man. People can tell themselves to be positive, but it's nobody's place for someone to tell someone else to be positive. We hate Dolores Umbridge from Harry Potter with a passion and vitriol, yet why don't we hate forced positivity in real life? She literally said Voldemort doesn't exist or never came back or something like that, and that Cedric's death was an accident. That's crazy. But it's similar in real life. We accept craziness because of the peer pressure. When you suppress the negative part of your mind, you might as well be turning half your brain off. And what could possibly be positive about that? That brings me to the next thing. Positive does not mean good, and negative does not mean bad. Positive means yes, and negative means no. Which one is the right one? Well, obviously it depends on the situation, If some dude on the street offers you drugs, you're not going to say yes and be positive, now are you? It might sound like a crazy example, but it's true. It's as simple as that. And if you are on drugs, help is out there. Also, there's no such thing as a negative emotion, only bad ways to act on emotions, You can act badly on positive emotions and you can act well on negative emotions, Even negative emotions have their place in your mind. It's like when you have a fever, your body temperature raises. That's saving you, that's protecting you. Same thing with negative emotions. Imagine if somebody told someone who's sick, "Oh, just lower your body temperature." How crazy does that sound? But it's the same thing here. If being positive is that great, why don't you just go and eat a whole bag of sugar? Because it's good and sweet and positive, right? What's that? It's disgusting and you'll get diabetes? Well, there you go. There you go. Everybody has freedom of speech and nobody is obliged to please anybody else by being positive when they don't feel like it. The whole pleasing thing kind of relies on the false assumption that every single person around you is well-reasoned and emotionally mature, and that is not true. These forced positivity type people, at best, they're out of touch with reality, and at worst, they're just trash bags. I'm gonna say it like it is. Rotten sugar, man. To be afraid of negativity is to be afraid of life itself. Life is positive and negative, in balance, in equilibrium. The thing with some of these overly positive people that I don't think is said very much out loud is that a lot of them have had easier, pampered, more cushy lives compared to other people. And if that applies to you, good for you, I'm happy for you. But it's easier for you to be positive than some other people. Just don't force anybody to be positive, like, please. This might sound like I'm in a dark place right now, but don't worry, I'm good. This topic just grinds my gears in general, through thick and thin, through happy, positive, down and up. Forced positivity, just to hell with it. I know a few people who feel the need to isolate themselves from other people when they feel negative, to avoid spreading the negativity to other people. And I feel so bad that they feel so pressured to feel the need to do that, And I know in some cultures it's cultural. I myself am 3/4 Indian, and I can say it's a big problem in the Indian community to me. Maybe not to other people who are okay with the false positivity, but to me it's just like, ugh. But yeah, like, it's not a shot against culture, but it doesn't make it better. Forced positivity is never good in any context, to tell you the truth. And hey, the worst tasting, bitterest tasting vegetables and medicines sometimes tend to be the most nutritious. It's pretty true. Never give your emotional health away for anybody. And I know there's a lot of peer pressure among society and amongst all walks of life, but the thing is, Any emotionally grounded, strong, and reasonable person would not have a problem with you feeling less than 100% and less than positive. And there may be other people feeling less than 100% and less than positive too, who appreciate you not giving into peer pressure. That makes them feel better for not being 100% positive. And that's the thing. We all feel the effects of peer pressure, and sometimes we need to resist it together, you know? So wear your heart on your sleeve and don't give your emotions, and don't put on a face and a mask that you don't feel the need to have on for anybody. And yeah, that's got a bit rambly, but I hope I got the point across. We talk about work-life balance. We also need to talk about positive-negative balance. Say no to peer pressure, say no to false positivity, say yes to emotional balancing, and say yes to true self-love. Thank you for listening to me ramble on for about 6 minutes. Thank you and have a lovely day.